Hello everyone, my name is Anmol and today I'm going to present a presentation on a topic dysphagia which is prepared by Anmol and Inderpreet Kaur. So today our main agenda is introduction of dysphagia, dysphagia in older adults, dysphagia in adults myopathies, emotional and psychological effect of dysphagia. So, starting with the introduction, what is dysphagia? Dysphagia is a medical term used to define swallowing disorders. These are the disorders which usually occur in throat or near the neck. In this, person feels less willing to eat or they feel coughing or choking while they eat or drink something. Even sometimes their food come back through the nose also. And with the time, with the severity of the disease, they might get a decreasing chewability. So now we are going to discuss some articles based on the dysphagia and in certain ages. So our first article is dysphagia in older adults. In total, it affects up to 10% to 33% of the older adults all around the world. Most commonly, those adults who have experienced strokes or neurodegenerative disease such as Parkinson or Alzheimer's disease, they usually become the the patient of dysphagia. So for moving further, there should be something relation between aging and swelling, and that is presbyphagia. It is a term used to define the changes in the structure and innervation of swallowing disorders. It means that our jaw structure changes or our bones dislocate or something like that due to some fractures or something, and then people start to suffer the swallowing disorders, and that problem is called as presbyphagia. This condition results to many changes like less speed of movement, less generation of pressure, and many more, so that decrease the ability to eat of a person. This also decreases the sense of smell or taste in older adults. So there should be some methods to detect dysphagia in the older adults, and some of them are physical examination. So physical examination is very simple test, and it is like if you find a symptoms like coughing, choking, or something like vomiting while eating, those are the physical examination tests, and these are the symptoms of dysphagia. And another method is screening tests. Some tests such as massive bedside swallowing screen or gurgling swallowing screen are used in the patients who usually have strokes. So to determine the dysphagian patient of strokes, these two methods are used. Moving further, the second article, it is dysphagia in adult myopathies. So what is myopathy? So, myopathy is a condition when muscle fiber starts to dysfunction and people get their muscles weakened, and due to that they are not able to chew or eat properly, right? So some of the symptoms of dysphagia in myopathic patients are slow eating, difficulty in chewing food, excessive salivaria. It means that when they have excessive salivation, and then the recurrent aspirations, these are the inflammatory infections when they swallow food in, and due to the myopathy they got dysphagia and their infection from throat travels to their body. And then is aspiration pneumonia. It is a situation where food goes to lungs or air pipe instead instead of swallowing. And next is how we can assess the dysphagia in the patients of myopathy. So there are few methods, like some few methods by which we can detect. Method one type is based on the questionnaires. So in this first method is EAT10, EAT. So in these questions are based on 10 reported questions, and based on the answer given, basically 10 questions are asked and marks are given out of 40. If a score is 0, then there is no problem, and if a score is more than 3, then person is considered as abnormal or they are in condition of dysphagia. Next is neuromuscular disease swallowing status scale. It is the scale developed to detect the level of disability in dysphagia. Basically, 8 levels of disability are detected by this questionnaire. And next is Sydney Swallow Questionnaire. This is a more detailed based on the patient's outcome. In this, patient tell each and everything what they feel, what they have, and then this question is marked up to 1700, and people who are normal SSQ score, they have score below 250, and a score increases to 50. This means they have problem, like they suffer from dysphagia, and it is so easy, and it only takes only 10 minutes. And next is swallowing quality of life. In this 44 questions are asked on the 44 important qualities of life involved in dysphagia patients, and highest value given is 100, and the lower is the value, the higher is the impairment. Like how the value lowers, the more is the impairment. Another method to detect dysphagia is bedside testing. In this method, first method is time cold water drinking test. In this test, a patient is given 8 cc amount of cold water, which determines the severity of dysphagia. A normal patient takes only 8 seconds to drink that water, and if a person is suffering from dysphagia, it will take more time to them, and the more severity of the dysphagia and the more time is taken. Second method is 3-ounce swallow test. It is also similar to like cold water drinking test, but in this it's a binary result, either pass or fail. A person has to drink 3 ounces of water continuously. If a person choke or cough while drinking, they fail test and they suffer from dysphagia. If the person drink continuously without any symptoms, then they are clear with the test. And another method is dysphagia limit. It is basically volume of liquid a person need to swallow to complete liquid. Like if a person is consuming less liquid in one swallow, it means they are suffering from dysphagia. If a person is consuming normal value in one swallow, they are normal with dysphagia. And there are some special conditions in myopathy dysphagia. First one is oculopharyngeal muscular dystrophy. It is a prototype adult onset hereditary myopathy that has dysphagia as a major symptom. So it is a hereditary disease which take dysphagia as a major symptoms. So next is oculopharyngeal distal myopathy. This was also considered same as the OPMD, but it's in some concepts it's different. In this, facial muscle weakens and then another weakness starts in our body. Next is faciospecular humeral dystrophy. This is a facial weakness. In this, facial weakness is one of the main features of this dominantly inherited conditions. In this, weakness of lips and cheeks occur, which affects the swallowing procedure. Next is Article 3, emotional and psychological effect of dysphagia. Dysphagia patients suffer from various emotional problems like anger, anxiety, and sadness. These are the changes that change their relationship with their near ones. To know more about this, assessment was done to check the effect of dysphagia emotionally or physically, and the assessment done was GDEFA. In this, number of participants were 160, and 49 were health workers, patient, and family participated in the survey. Assessment was done by the questionnaire, which was based on the link between dysphagia and emotions, and the following results were found. Patients experience more sadness and anger as compared to the healthcare workers. So basically, in this, the results were the healthcare workers were more calm than the patients of the dysphagia, and the family members experienced more anxiety because If a person who is suffering from dysphagia, they live in home surrounded by their family, other family is eating normally and they have difficulty in eating, swallowing everything, so it means that they feel anxious about their disease, so that's why they are suffering from more anxiety as compared to other things. Another result was found that patients fear that they have a fear of choking, but the experts actually found that they don't have fear of choking. They were having a fear of they might make mistakes while eating. That's why they were they were so sad and they were anxious. And this assessment tool is still valid and can be used to assess the swallowing disorders, and because it is the most simplest way to assess the disorder, so it's still used in some cases to detect the dysphagia problem. So that's everything for today, and these were the references used by us for the articles we used in the presentation. And thank you so much. I hope you liked it.